I won't lie, guys. I'm definitely a little concerned. AI is getting better and better, even faster than I thought it ever could. And now we're in this spotlight where things are getting bad. You know, they just did a report in February that they removed like 70,000 jobs. And it's getting crazy. The job market is still terrible. Entry level jobs really aren't even there anymore. You need 5,000 years of experience to get there, and an arm and a leg, and you need a cousin that you killed for to get a job. Gas prices are rising. We're about to go to war. Uh, Credit hits new highs. Cars still suck, and they're hella expensive. There's a lot going on, and I feel like all this stuff really is a result of AI. And not to say AI is bad and like the end of the world, because AI is definitely helpful. I use AI every day. I won't lie. Love Claude, love Grok. Uh, Not really a big fan of ChatGPT anymore, but it's definitely helpful in your life, and it's definitely usable. I'm just a little worried for the future, in terms of the job markets and how people will navigate in this coming future as AI is starting to really overtake a lot. Now, I don't think AI will be able to take every single job. Of course, you still have jobs that are AI will never be able to take, in my opinion, like the construction jobs or like jobs that really require you on your feet, like electricians and plumbers and stuff like that. Like AI will never replace that. But like more of the higher up type of jobs, that require a lot of work, especially on computers, like data analysts and like consultants and stuff like that. I think that'll be a huge thing. I also think AI will not replace like doctors and healthcare workers. There's no way. But still, um, even though it's not replacing those jobs, it's cutting off a lot of the tech different spots of jobs, and then they'll probably end up going over to like the healthcares and the plumber stuff, which will end up oversaturating that market, and that'll be a huge problem as well. And so, I've just been thinking about AI and just thinking about my plans as well in the future. What I should do best and this and that. And I definitely think as time goes on, I'll find the right answer. I think for me too, for just in anybody, I remember seeing an interview from Ben Affleck, and he was talking about AI. And there is some positives to what he was saying because AI, no matter how good it gets, it'll never be able to replace human creativity. It'll never be able to have the empathy and emotions that a human has, and it won't be able to just really reflect that. It'll never be like that, no matter what. And I think that is important. And nowadays, as AI gets better and better, one thing that we should all really improve on and work on still is, our personal skills. Being nice to people, having communication, being creative, following our own mind. I think that's a really big thing too. Even for me, sometimes when I think about making these YouTube videos, I used to want to ask AI to make video titles for me and have me find the right video ideas. And as I was making them, I was like, man, like some of these videos, like I mean, some of these video ideas were cool, but a lot of them wasn't me. You know what I mean? Like AI can't replicate me and my mindset and how I think and how I want to speak to things. Like AI doesn't know me. It can't replicate me. And I think that's what's so important about humans is that we're irreplaceable. Every single one of us. We're all unique in our own different ways, and AI cannot replace that. And so I don't really use AI for anything in regards to video creation because I want my videos to always authentically come from me and my ideas and no one else's. Of course, not to say, you shouldn't take inspiration from others. There's nothing wrong with that. It's more so just for me. Um, if I do get an inspiration, I'm able to put a twist onto it in my way and not AI's way. Because AI's way can definitely be a little concerning and it has its own issues, but it also has its benefits. If people actually are using it. But when it comes to job market, it's getting scary. It's getting scary, and things are changing fast and rapidly. And I'm lucky to have a good job that I have right now. Right for now, at least, where AI is not overtaking it yet, but they are using AI a lot and a lot more. And right now, it still sucks at my job, the AI that we're using, but eventually it'll get good. And when it gets good, that'll definitely be a problem. And so, just gotta really focus on the right things, making sure that I have the skill set needed to, eventually if I do have to go somewhere else or I do have to, pivot on the lanes, I make sure I'm doing it correctly. And I've seen a lot of things now too, especially in this economy. I have a lot of people. My job, I work in for an online bank in the fraud department, and a lot of people would leave my job to go to other jobs for more pay. And I understand that, in this economy, you want to make more money. You got to pay bills, try to do it. Understandable. But now, a lot of people who left my job, and some left on a good note, some left on a not so good note. Those same people are now trying to come back, and you're not going to be able to come back because the job market is so hard now. Like, we can't just hire you back on the spot, even though you might have been here for 5, 10 years, or you might have had a good, history with us. Like, jobs aren't hiring the same anymore. Like, once you quit, like you quit, it's not as simple anymore. You used to be able to just go in jobs sometimes and just give out your resume and you good. Now in today's age, every applicant is using AI. You have to now track and have your resume be ATS scanned because jobs are using AI to scan resumes before a human looks at them. All these different things are happening with AI, and there's good and bad to it. And so it's only going to get even more advanced and even better. So it's like, man, where do we go from here? Where's our world turning? What direction are we going into? Because everything is, looking really grim and bleak right now. But there's always going to be a light at the end of the tunnel, especially with the power of God for sure. But we have to figure out something, and we just have to, be aware of what's going on around us and take the right control and do what it takes. Because I don't know, as it gets better, I feel like as us as people, we're starting to get worse.